And welcome back to the Factor Uncensored. Crazy situation. So what are the warning signs you should look out for? Joining me right now on the Factor Uncensored is, okay, we're changing that script up. Welcome back. Deadly consequences for an attempted robbery of a food truck in Houston. Police say an employee of the Elite Eats and Cold Treats truck shot and killed a man after he tried to hold that employee and their co-worker up this afternoon. Now, according to police, the suspect got out of his vehicle, opened the food truck's front window, and pointed a gun inside. He then fired his gun, but it jammed, and that's when the food truck employee pulled out their weapon and opened fire. Let's talk about it. Joining me now here on the Factor Uncensored, the owner of Mike's Seafood, Mike Trent, who started out with the food truck, but now he has two physical locations in Houston, and Andy Kahn from Crime Stoppers. So Andy, this is nothing new in the city of Houston. We love Houston, but there is crime here. And just recently, only a couple of weeks ago, we saw, or a couple of months ago, where the guy walked into the taqueria and tried to rob everybody, and then one of the customers got up and shot and killed him.
It's basic economics 101, Isaiah, risk versus reward. And right now, and you think about it, this was one incident of at least three today in Houston in which the victims turned the tide against their attackers. Two were subsequently killed. One of them was injured. But my thoughts and prayers go out to this family who is just operating a business, just trying to make a living. And now this is something that they have to live with the rest of their lives.
And that's important for you to say, Andy, because many people will see that they took out the criminal and they're like, yeah,
they're gonna
but
cheer.
It's not easy for someone who takes a life.
No, I mean, in order for you to pull out, you've got to be in fear of your own life. I mean, think about it. This is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You're just operating you only have like $40 or $50 is what I understand. And by the grace of God, the would-be robber's gun jams, and that gives you the opportunity to come back, and at that point you're in fear of your life. So this time, this time the victim won. But when you think about it right now, crime is the #1 issue. It's going to be the #1 issue in the upcoming mayor's race. But people are fed up. They're tired. They don't trust the criminal justice system. And look what we did on the Breaking Bond last week. We profiled a guy on 31 bonds. Look at the one we did tonight. Over 1,000 violations of the bond, and nothing happened. So I think, you hate to say we're going back to the old wild, wild west days, but unfortunately that's what it's become because people are fed up, and you don't want to take the chance of losing your hard-earned income. And as they always say, you know what? You take the risk, sometimes you pay the price.
All right, let's bring in Mike Trent, who owns Mike's Seafood. Mike, have you ever come to a situation where you felt like you were being robbed, or you were the victim of robbery, or potentially the victim of robbery?
Luckily, within 21 years of being in business, I have not been robbed before. But a lot of it has to be just being aware of my surroundings, situation around surroundings, awareness, body language, watch how people act, and then when they come up. And just safety precautions, and when we close up, make sure there's enough people, pay attention, stuff like that. And of course I carry, I'm responsible gun owner. I go to range, I practice, do necessary things I need to do. So thank God we haven't. But like I said, I've been.
Now, when you carry, Mike, is it visible to those who may want to do you harm?
Yes. I mean, it's underneath, but you can see the bulge.
I'm a cowboy.
Let me tell you what, you can see that little bulge on my belt. And I think that's one time to
And criminals are looking. They're assessing the situation to see if you're prepared.
Yes, sir. So I can point out one situation where it was late night with just me and my wife early on when we first started business, and my wife was alone. Then I walked in front of these guys, or looked around, asking a lot of questions, and I reached up at that point to do something. They must have saw a piece and turn around and they left.
And really quick, before we end, Mike, are you prepared to pull that trigger? You know that comes with a lot of weight and responsibility, and we know, like Andy and I talked about, people will cheer you on, but you're left with that trauma.
Listen, it's not about the money. I can always make the money back, okay? It's not the issue. The thing is the safety of my staff and my well-being. That's the most important. And if you put me in that position, I will pick me and my staff over you any day because you chose that life. You know, that's you're gonna have to deal with that consequences. I'm
All
sorry.
right.
That's just how it is.
Mike Trent with Mike Seafood, and also Andy Kahn, victims crime advocate with Crime Stoppers. Glad to have you both here on The Factor. Still